Values to learn from the lives of great personalities, their struggles and messages. Once in a while, there comes up a person from the crowd who is strong and courageous enough to stand apart from the crowd. Such people change the way we look at the world and contribute to the world in a way that makes a difference. Every day, we come across many difficulties in our lives. Often, we are confused while taking big decisions. Looking at the lives of the great people who dared to choose the untrodden paths and bravely overcame difficulties gives us the inspiration and courage to do great things in life. Let us look at the inspiring lives of some great personalities. Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda was one of the greatest monks our world has ever witnessed. After more than 100 years of his leaving the physical form, he continues to inspire millions of people across the globe. Swami Vivekananda travelled throughout the country on foot to study the state of our nation. He ate whatever was given to him. Sometimes he stayed in the huts of sweepers, and sometimes he was the guest of kings. You cannot satisfy my curiosity to see a country by showing me a map. Maps can only create curiosity in us to get more perfect knowledge, he said. All power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Believe in that. Do not believe that you are weak. Stand up and express the divinity within you. He emphasized on the importance of man-making education, being strong physically and mentally, the need for service to the society and nation, and many essential ideas such as having a scientific temperament. Swamiji brought Western science and knowledge to our country and sowed seeds of Vedanta and Indian culture in the West. He pointed out that each man has immense capabilities even beyond his imaginations. All one needs to do are to arise and awake from the deep slumber, and the world will witness miracles. Swamiji was determined to build a strong nation and serve the nation selflessly. Vivekananda proclaimed renunciation and service as the twofold national ideals of modern India. On May 1st, 1897, Swami Vivekananda founded the Ramakrishna mission. The aims and ideals of the mission are purely spiritual and humanitarian. The mission conducts extensive work in healthcare, disaster relief, rural management, tribal welfare, elementary and higher education and culture. It uses the combined efforts of hundreds of ordered monks and thousands of householder devotees. APJ Abdul Kalam, affectionately called as the People's President. APJ Abdul Kalam exemplifies how a person of humble origin can rise to the top by hard work and dedication. Born in a poor Muslim family in Tamil Nadu, he used to distribute newspapers to support his financially weak family. His dedication and hard work helped him become an aeronautical engineer at the Defense Research and Development Organization, or DRDO, and Indian Space Research Organization, or ISRO, and eventually to become the 11th President of India. Dreams is not what you see in sleep, is the thing which doesn't let you sleep. APJ Abdul Kalam. One interesting story about APJ Abdul Kalam. In May 2006, Kalam's relatives from South India visited Delhi when he was the president. He received them with great joy and entertained them to the best of his abilities. But he instructed the officials of Rashtrapati Bhavan to keep an account of expenses incurred during the stay of his 53 guests. No government vehicle was used for their trips in Delhi. The official rental payable for their rooms, their boarding charges, etc. were all duly paid by Kalam from his personal account. He paid Rs 3,54,924 for the week's expenses, while he could have easily written it off through government accounts. In this context, let's remember Swami Vivekananda, who once said, "Above all, beware of compromises. I do not mean that you are to get into antagonism with anybody, but you have to hold on to your own principles in weal or woe and never adjust them to others." Abdul Kalam never compromised on his values and ethics. That is the reason he went to the top, stayed there, and is respected by all. Even at the age of 82, APJ Abdul Kalam continues to invest his time and effort for his vision of building a strong nation. He inspires the whole nation, especially the youth, through his speeches, books, and poems. Kalam advocated plans to develop India into a developed nation by 2020 in his book India 2020. He launched his mission for the youth of the nation in 2011 called the What Can I Give movement, with a central theme to defeat corruption in India. So strong is his motive to serve the nation that he continues to do it even today with utmost dedication despite physical limitation due to his age. Truly inspiring. Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison is remembered even today and would continue to be remembered for his contribution to the world that changed the human lives forever. Apart from inventing the light bulb, he also invented the phonograph and the motion picture camera. While his success is much talked about, only Edison knows about the thousands of failures and obstacles he had to overcome to achieve the success. Edison attended public schools for only about 3 months before a teacher told Edison's mother that the boy was adult. She responded by withdrawing him from school to educate him herself. Despite not attending school, Edison worked very hard in areas of his interest and became arguably the most successful inventor of all times. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Thomas Alva Edison. Did you know? Edison suffered from dyslexia and had problems with his hearing, which grew worse over time, leaving him almost completely deaf by adulthood. In the journey of life, everyone encounters the wall of problems. While most turn around, the names of the ones who dare to climb the wall are written down in the books of history. Nelson Mandela, also known as the Living Gandhi. Nelson Mandela was a great human rights leader who fought for the people of his country, demanding a nation with equal rights to all and to end racial discrimination. He was wrongly imprisoned for 27 years by the government so that he would give up his demands. But he was so dedicated to the cause that he refused to compromise on his demands for freedom and equality for all. Imagine the courage and commitment he had, staying strong even after spending 27 years of his life in jail. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Nelson Mandela. The values that we learn from the life of Nelson Mandela. Honor your failures. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Nelson Mandela. Do your self-work. Our outer world is merely a reflection of our inner worlds. We must first be at peace on the inside before we can instigate greater peace and harmony on the outside. Do whatever work you need to do by yourself in order to be great, and the rest will flow naturally from that. Be persistent. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Nelson Mandela. You are meant to be great. Imagine your most ideal version of yourself. What does that look like? How fabulous, gorgeous, and brilliant are you? What's preventing you from being that person today? Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States. He preserved the Union during the United States Civil War and brought about the emancipation of slaves. Abraham Lincoln is regarded as one of America's greatest heroes due to both his incredible impact on the nation and his unique appeal. Lincoln's distinctively humane personality and historical role as savior of the Union and emancipator of the slaves creates a legacy that endures time. His eloquence of democracy and his insistence that the Union was worth saving embody the ideals of self-government that all nations strive to achieve. Live fearlessly. Fear is a crippling thing, especially to the entrepreneur. There are always a billion things that could go wrong. You just might fail, but you'll never know until you try. Don't avoid adversity. Lincoln never shied away from controversy. He was once quoted as saying, "No matter how much the cats fight, there always seem to be plenty of kittens." And he was exactly right. Don't be afraid to fail. While this may be one of the most trumpeted aspects of Lincoln's life, he still did fail quite a bit. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. Keep reading and learning. Lifelong learners must be persistent, robust, confident, and open-minded if they hope to achieve their personal and professional goals in life. But reaching that success can have a positive impact not just on those around you, but on the whole world. How do successful people manage to achieve great things? While most would put limitations to their dreams by blaming external conditions, a very few have the courage to dream big, and even fewer have the courage and the perseverance to convert the dream into reality. Each one of us can be whatever we want to do whatever we want to. What we need is utmost belief in ourselves, the courage to pursue our dreams, and the perseverance to stay committed even when we encounter failures on the path. Remember the rules. Dream big. Be courageous enough to follow the dream. Persevere when you face failure. The following video clip depicts these structured rules.
Every dream is the dream to fly, to soar beyond the mere impossible. Want to fly? Get ready to fall. Often.
Be strong, my young friends. That is my advice to you. Social intelligence. Social intelligence, right behavior and adjustment in public places, sacrifice of self-interest for the collective. What is social intelligence? Have you noticed that some people get along with the people they meet very easily and create a positive impression, while some others fail to do so? The only difference between the two sets of people is the level of social intelligence. Social intelligence, in short SI, is the ability to get along well with others and to get them to cooperate with you. Sometimes this is referred to simplistically as people skills. A man comes, you know, he is very learned, his language is beautiful, and he speaks to you by the hour, but he does not make any impression. Another man comes and he speaks a few words, not well arranged, ungrammatical perhaps. All the same, he makes an immense impression. Many of you have seen that. So, it is evident that words alone cannot produce an impression. Words, even thoughts, contribute only 1/3 of the influence in making an impression. The man 2/3. What you call the personal magnetism of the man, that is what goes out and impresses you. Swami Vivekananda. The impact social intelligence can create. Social intelligence is an extremely important skill to be possessed by all. Yes, it is something that is not taught in schools. Hence, there is non-uniformity in the levels of social intelligence in people. Why is it that every day we hear of youth indulging in violence, dishonesty, etc.? We hear of so many cases of children cheating in exams, stealing money, bullying other children, making fun of other people, using abusive language, indulging in antisocial practices like smoking, taking drugs. Thought, action, habit, character. Remember that your thoughts become actions, your actions create habits, and your habits build character. Hence, it is very important to start having good thoughts, as it eventually determines your character. The people who do wrong deeds by thinking that they won't do the same in future do not realize that they are building their characters through those wrong deeds. They do not know how difficult it is to change the character of a person. Have you seen that if you advise a person who habitually does wrong things, he will rubbish your advice? It is because those habits have already become his character, and he hardly realizes that it is wrong. Swami Vivekananda very truly said, "The ideal of all education or training should be this man-making. But instead of that, we are always trying to polish up the outside. What use in polishing up the outside when there is no inside? The end and aim of all training is to make the man grow. The man who influences, who throws his magic, as it were, upon his fellow beings, is a dynamo of power, and when that man is ready, he can do anything and everything he likes. That personality put upon anything will make it work." What are the essentials for a good social character? Morality. A person with true morality will do the right thing, even when no one is watching him. Many people act morally out of the fear of getting caught. A truly moral person acts morally because he believes it is the right thing to do. Courage. A courageous person stands up for the right, even if there is no one else to support him. A person with good thoughts is of no use if he does not have the courage to implement it. Good judgment. A good judgment is one that is fair and quick. A person with strong morality and thought automatically makes a good judgment, as his conscience itself guides him. Considerate, courteous, helpful, and able to understand others, showing care, compassion, friendship, and generosity, and treating others as you would like to be treated. Perseverance. Being persistent in the pursuit of worthy objectives in spite of difficulty, opposition, or discouragement, and exhibiting patience and having the fortitude to try again when confronted with delays, mistakes, or failures. Respect. Respecting everyone, irrespective of their age, gender, background, authority, etc., and understanding that all people have value as human beings, and irrespective of your emotional state, anger, frustration, disappointment, etc. Responsibility. Being dependable in carrying out obligations and duties, showing reliability and consistency in words and conduct, being accountable for your own actions, and being committed to active involvement in your community. Self-discipline. Demonstrating hard work and commitment to purpose, regulating yourself for improvement, and restraining from inappropriate behaviors, being in proper control of your words, actions, impulses, and desires, choosing abstinence from harmful substances and behaviors, and doing your best in all situations. A person exhibiting these qualities is looked up to as an ideal person. He or she not only helps build a better society, but also inspires others to be good. Why do we need to have a good social character? Just think of what the people lacking social character will grow up to be. Arrogant, dominating, immoral, undisciplined, without respect for others, our society will become a difficult place to live. All people acting with greed and no morality, where you cannot trust anyone, no one respecting other people, no one helping the ones in need, the society will collapse. Our society is built on love, compassion, respect, sacrifice, selflessness, morality, values, and discipline. And remember that these are the qualities of a strong person. Only a strong person can be compassionate and act selflessly. Let's see the following video clip.
And the world is full of misery, with such emptiness and fear. How can I change my destiny to pursue my reverie? The world has been divided into race, color, and class. Where do I discover righteousness? Well, everything moves so fast, and these words come into my heart. These are words that last forever, and I know that deep down in his heart, he believed the dream would come true, that one day there'd be justice and true love for all to share, and his glory shall reveal itself. There would be peace on earth. broken heart. To say these wars are never ending. Where do the children play? And these words come into my heart. These are words that last forever. And you know that deep down in my heart, I believe the dream will come true. That one day there'll be justice and true love for all to share. And its glory shall reveal itself. There will be peace on earth. No more discrimination. Only happiness and cheese. Let's cherish all our hopes and dreams. We'll be free at last. I have a dream that one of these days the world will be as one.
Dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall.
Fame does not pay, nor learning. It is love that pays. It is character that cleaves its way to adamantine walls of difficulties. Perfect sincerity, holiness, gigantic intellect, and an all-conquering will. Let only a handful of men work with these, and the whole world will be revolutionized. Swami Vivekananda. So, how does a good social character help? Social awareness refers to instantaneously sensing another's inner state, understanding his feelings and thoughts, and analyzing complicated social situations. But simply sensing how another feels or knowing what they think or intend does not guarantee fruitful interactions. Self-presentation, influence, concern, and synchrony are also essential. Your character can very easily be seen through your actions. Having a good social character not only makes you confident of yourself and what you say, it also helps create a good impression in the minds of the listeners. Sacrifice of self-interest for the collective good. True leaders act neither on behalf of their self-interest nor exclude themselves. True leaders are aware of their self-interest and still are able to act on behalf of the collective good. Unselfishness is more paying, only people have not the patience to practice it. It is more paying from the point of view of health also. Love, truth, and unselfishness are not merely moral figures of speech, but they form our highest ideal because in them lies such a manifestation of power. Swami Vivekananda.
Swami Vivekananda, 1914 to 1918. 1914 to 1918. 1918 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 to 1918.
life of Swami Vivekananda is the most persuasive example of sacrifice of self-interest for the collective good. He attained the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the highest aim of a spiritual aspirant, and wanted to remain in that state. But for the sake of the world, he sacrificed his individual interest. He said, "This life is short. The vanities of the world are transient, but they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive." After so much austerity, I have understood this as the highest truth. God is present in every being. There is no other God besides that. He who serves all beings serves God indeed. The national ideals of India are renunciation and service. Intensify her in those channels, and the rest will take care of itself. Our duty to others means helping others, doing good to the world. Why should we do good to the world? Apparently to help the world, but really to help ourselves. Self-sacrifice arguments are part of a larger complex of moral beliefs bound together by the central notion that good persons and good groups willingly sacrifice their interests, time, energy or resources for the common good, but that bad persons do not. The more you are willing to sacrifice, the better. The end of all education should surely be service, and if a student gets an opportunity of rendering service even whilst he is studying, he should consider it as a rare opportunity and treat it not really as a suspension of his education, but rather its complement. Mahatma Gandhi. 100 times a day, I remind myself that my inner and outer lives are based on the labors of other people, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the same measure as I have received and am still receiving. Albert Einstein. So, we should feel for others, feel for the poor, the ignorant, the needy, and sacrifice our self-interests for the good of others and serve them. Let's see the following video clip.
कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस ड्यूड 75% मिले, मुझे 80 मिले। ऐसा लग रहा है कि नीलेश को एक बैकलॉग मिलेगी। ओके ओके ठीक है, चल चाय की दुकान पे मिलते हैं, फिर बात करते हैं।
बिकमिंग रिचर एंड पुअर आर बिकमिंग पुअरर। भाई क्या आप मुझे 2 रुपए देंगे?
तुम क्या करते हो?
पता नहीं, पर जब भी भूख लगती है तब मैं भीख मांग लेता हूँ।
तुम्हारे मॉम डैड नहीं है?
हाँ है ना।
तो फिर इस तरह से भीख क्यों मांग रहे हो?
मेरे पापा ने बोला है।
तुम स्कूल नहीं जाते? तुम काफी अच्छा पढ़ रहे थे।
मैं पहले जाता था, पर अब पापा जाने नहीं देते क्योंकि हमारे पास पैसे नहीं है।
तुमने कुछ खाया है? गरीबी हमारे देश का सबसे बड़ा रोग है। एक्चुअली ये रोग देश ने नहीं फैलाया, लोग ही ये रोग फैला रहे हैं। लोगों के पास खाना भी नहीं है और रहने के लिए घर भी नहीं है, और पढ़ाई वो तो उनकी डिक्शनरी में ही नहीं है। दुनिया के बढ़ने बदलने के साथ सब कुछ बढ़ रहा है। पैसे बढ़ रहे हैं तो सिर्फ अमीरों के लिए, और गरीबों के लिए मुश्किल ही है। यही सच है। रिचर आर बिकमिंग रिचर, पुअर आर बिकमिंग पुअर।
क्या हुआ बे? उदास दिख रहा है।
हमारे यहाँ गरीबों को मिटाने के लिए क्या कोई उपाय है?
अरे एकदम से तू गरीबी के बारे में क्यों बोलने लगा?
लिटिल बिट सीरियस यार।
हाँ है ना, गरीबी के लिए पहले करप्शन को घटाना होगा। ये इंडिया है और करप्शन तो इंडिया का कैपिटल है।
क्या हुआ तुझे? इतना वरीड क्यों दिख रहा है?
पता नहीं, हर रोज हम भिखारियों को अपने शहर के आसपास देखते हैं, पर आज मैंने उनको नजदीक से जाना। एक बच्चा पोस्टर पे लिखे वाक्य को बहुत अच्छी तरह से पढ़ रहा था, और उसके पापा उसे स्कूल नहीं जाने देते क्योंकि उनके पास पैसे नहीं है। और उसके पहले एक लड़के को भूख की वजह से भीख मांगते हुए देखा। हमारे यहाँ लोग कितने सेल्फिश हैं। क्या करेंगे वो इन सारे पैसों का?
क्या करेंगे उनके पैसों का, ये पूछना ही बेकार है। पैसा फेंक, तमाशा देख। पैसा सच को दबाने का पावर रखता है।
सही है यार, मनी मेक्स मैनकाइंड। इस दुनिया में एक कदम रखने के लिए भी तुम्हें पैसा चाहिए।
पैसों की वजह से आदमी भूल गए कि आदमी ने ये पैसे को बनाया है।
इसके बारे में बात करने से या सिंपैथी फील करने से कुछ नहीं होने वाला। नहीं मैं कुछ कर पाऊंगा, नहीं ये कुछ कर पाएगा, और नहीं तू कुछ कर पाएगा।
यस वी कैन।
अब क्या अपनी पूरी जायदाद बेच के उनकी मदद करेगा क्या?
पूरी जायदाद तो है, लेकिन सिर्फ 1 रुपए भी काफी है।
क्या 1 रुपए में पूरे देश की गरीबी मिटाएगा?
अपने स्टेट की पॉपुलेशन बदल,
तेलंगाना, आंध्रा, रायलसीमा को मिला के 9 करोड़,
और उसमें से लोअर क्लास पीपल
करीब 4 करोड़।
और उस 4 करोड़ में से लाखों लोग रास्ते पे रहते हैं। ड्यूड, अगर बाकी 5 करोड़ लोग सिर्फ रोज 1 रुपया भी डोनेट करे तो
रोज के 5 करोड़
और एक महीने
मिनिमम 150 करोड़।
150 करोड़ कुछ लाख लोगों को एजुकेशन और फूड नहीं दे पाएगा।
देयर इज अ पॉइंट, पर इंडिया में करप्शन भी तो है। 150 करोड़ का आंकड़ा बहुत है, बट दिस इज इंडिया डूड। यहाँ पैसे मिलते मिलते सरकार बदल जाती है।
मुझे भी यही लग रहा है।
मुझे नहीं पता इससे कम होगा कि नहीं। महीने के 30 रुपए पावर्टी बॉक्स में जो रुपीज हम अपनी कॉलर ट्यून के लगा देते हैं, अगर वो एजुकेशन और फूड के लिए खर्चे तो एटलीस्ट 10,000 लोगों को साल में एजुकेशन मिल पाएगा। एजुकेशन इज द की फैक्टर टू डेवलप एन इंडिविजुअल एंड इवन टू कंट्री, और ये 150 तो लोग ही दे रहे हैं। अब अगर गवर्नमेंट भी सपोर्ट कर ले तो वी कैन सी अ पॉवर्टी फ्री कंट्री सून।
Sounds good, but will this possible?
Yes, it will be.
How?
Like this.
Values emphasized in major Indian religions. Why do we need religion? Haven't we all at some point of time tried to find out who we really are? How we came into existence? What is the purpose for our existence? Only human beings ask such big questions, and science lacks suitable instruments to satisfactorily answer them all. We want to solve mysteries, especially the mysteries of the universe. Religion is one thing that responds to these questions. Religions offer answers that are owned over time. A very practical answer to why to follow religion. Religion sets some basic standards of ethics and values that are very much required for existence of our society. To put simply, it regulates our behavior. Religion helps in spiritual growth. Religion answers many questions that science can't. India, unity in diversity. India is a secular country where all religions are given equal status. Secularism means people of different religions and beliefs are equal before the law of the state. While Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism and Sikhism were born in India, people following other religions like Christianity, Islam, Judaism and Zoroastrianism are also living harmoniously here. Everyone is free to follow a religion of his choice without interfering in others. Let us look at some valuable teachings in different religions. Hinduism accepts diversity and emphasizes on tolerance. Truth is one, paths are many. As many faiths, so many paths. Hinduism regards four basic aims, purusharthas of life: righteousness or dharma, prosperity or artha, desire or kama, and liberation or moksha. Hinduism also talks about the true essence of life, divinity that is potential in all beings. Thou art that. The ultimate goal of life is to manifest this divinity within. Hinduism talks about another interesting concept, karma. As you sow, so shall you reap, good and bad. Islam. All are equal in the sight of Allah. God is pure and loves the pure, is clean and loves the clean, is beneficent and loves the beneficent, is generous and loves the generous, is gentle and loves gentleness. Seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. What actions are most excellent? To gladden the heart of a human being, to feed the hungry, to help the afflicted, to lighten the sorrow of the sorrowful. Riches are not from abundance of worldly goods, but from a contented mind. That person will not enter paradise who has one attitude atom of pride in his heart. Only he is true who is true in word, in deed, and in thought. There are 5 pillars of Islam: Shahada or testify, Salah or prayer, Siyam or fasting, Zakat or charity, Hajj or pilgrimage. Christianity. Christians believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. God sent His Son to earth to save humanity from the consequences of its sins. Their doctrine is Trinitarian. Not that which goes into the mouth defiles a man, but that which comes out of his mouth defiles him. Judge not, that you be not judged. Whosoever looks at a woman with lustful eyes has committed adultery in his heart. Do not resist evil, but whosoever smites you on your right cheek, turn to him the other also. Christianity believes that God is just or righteous. God is love. God is true. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Sikhism. God is one. God is love. God is unity. The same God resides in the temple and in the mosque and outside as well. All human beings are equal in the eyes of God. Devotion to God and service to mankind, irrespective of caste, creed, or color, are the duty of everyone. Bathe in the water of virtues. Apply the perfume of truth to your body. Then shall your face become bright, and the one giver bestow hundreds of thousands of gifts on you. The highest religion is to rise to universal brotherhood, to consider all creatures your equals. Practice truth, contentment, and love. As a goldsmith makes ornaments in his workshop, so, O man, make your mind a true workshop where you can create truthful and godly thoughts by controlling the mind and the body through perseverance and through control of the senses and thoughts. Buddhism talks about the Eightfold Path. Right understanding, free from superstition and delusion. Right thought, high and worthy of the intelligent. Right speech, kind, open, and truthful. Right actions, peaceful, honest, and pure. Right livelihood, not hurting other beings. Right effort in self-training and in self-control. Right mindfulness, keeping mind active and watchful. Right concentration, deeply meditating on the realities of life. Jews believe that there is a single God who not only created the universe, but with whom every Jew can have an individual and personal relationship. Zoroastrians or Parsis believe that the world is battleground between good and evil forces. Although the good will ultimately triumph and the evil forces would be destroyed, Zoroastrians believe that every human has a role and responsibility in enhancing and marinating the sanctity and purity of our existence by staying away from evil, avoiding all possible contact and communication with it, and by enhancing the good amidst us. Humanity, essence of all religions. There never was my religion or yours, my national religion or your national religion. There never existed many religions, there is only the one. One infinite religion existed all through eternity and will ever exist. And this religion is expressing itself in various countries in various ways. Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda talked of one universal religion. He talked of assimilating the spirit of each other religions, yet maintain individuality. Above all, he talked of service to the mankind. Religion must be studied on a broader basis than formerly. All narrow, limited, fighting ideas of religion have to go. All sect ideas and tribal or national ideas of religion must be given up. That each tribe or nation should have its own particular God and think that every other is wrong is a superstition that should belong to the past. All such ideas must be abandoned. Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda quotes, "As the different streams having their sources in different places all mingle their water in the sea, so, O Lord, the different paths which men take through different tendencies, various though they appear, crooked or straight, all lead to Thee." Shiva Mahimna Stotra. Swami Vivekananda says, "The Christian is not to become a Hindu or a Buddhist, nor a Hindu or a Buddhist to become a Christian, but each must assimilate the spirit of the others and yet preserve his individuality and grow according to his own law of growth. Holiness, purity, and charity are not the exclusive possessions of any church in the world, and that every system has produced men and women of the most exalted character. If anybody dreams of the exclusive survival of his own religion and the destruction of the others, I pity him from the bottom of my heart and point out to him that upon the banner of every religion will soon be written, in spite of resistance, help and not fight, assimilation and not destruction, harmony and peace and not dissension.